I won't sugarcoat it. The Russians have been gaining some terrain over the last few days. Vladimir Putin has thrown all of his combat troops in Ukraine into the fight for the Donbass region, and they have been charging the Ukrainian lines non-stop, their generals not caring how many lives it will cost. Every day, several hundred Russian invaders are killed in these mindless assaults. I actually made the mistake of overestimating the Russian army's capabilities myself. They are still moving stunningly slow. They have won the most terrain west of Popasna, where they are slowly creeping towards Bakhmut. However, the territory they have taken here so far only consists of fields and very small settlements. The Ukrainian army has probably fallen back here as the area was too undefendable. Remember, the Russians are still outnumbering them, and the Ukrainians have been extraordinarily good at choosing where they want to fight. One of the reasons why the Ukrainian army has been so successful is that they have willingly given up some territory to the enemy and then fought them in more favorable positions, and large open fields are just not that defensible. In my previous video, I spoke about a then ongoing attack on the villages of Berestov and Nikov northwest of Popasna. That attack ended in failure, as both villages are still in Ukrainian hands, and the Ukrainians also inflicted significant enemy casualties. Now, the reason why the Russians are so keen on taking these villages is because of this road right here. It is the T-1302 highway which links Bakhmut to both Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. It is vital to the defense of the latter two cities. The Russians did manage to put up a checkpoint on the road, but it was completely annihilated by Ukrainian forces. The heaviest fighting right now is taking place in the outskirts of Severodonetsk and its surrounding villages. The city itself has been repeatedly bombed and assaulted by Russian invaders. Many analysts have been saying that the city and the Luhansk region itself is in imminent danger of being captured by the Russians. The head of the Luhansk Military Regional Administration, Sergei Haidai, rebuffs that. He says that the Ukrainian army have enough means and strength to hold the area, and it looks like he's right. Every Russian advance on the city and its surrounding area has been beaten back, and the Russians have had many losses here. British intelligence reports that Russian units in the area will try and cross the Seversky Donets River again. This river right here that runs along the northern edge of the Severodonetsk-Lysychansk pocket. If the name sounds familiar, it's because it's the same river the Russians already failed miserably to cross once before. About 2 weeks ago, the Ukrainian army gave the invaders an absolute thrashing when they attempted to build pontoon bridges and cross over the water. Up to 700 Russian soldiers died here, making it possibly the single largest loss of life in the war so far. Now it seems like Vladimir Putin has ordered another attempt. According to British intelligence, the assault across the river will most likely take place within the following days. They will be met by the iron will of the Ukrainian army, and hopefully they will suffer a terrible defeat here once again. Russian artillery has been working in overdrive for several days now. They have shelled more than 100 settlements, including big cities. Many of Vladimir Putin's bombs has been sent towards Kharkiv and its surrounding area. In the city of Kharkiv itself, several Russian bombs struck down in residential neighborhoods. At least 9 civilians were killed in this intentional act of terrorism, including an only 5 months old baby. She died in the arms of her father. Her life had barely begun, and she is unfortunately only the latest of many children who has had their lives stolen away from them by Vladimir Putin, Sergei Lavrov, Sergei Shoigu, Alexander Dvornikov, and all the other Russian war criminals. The heavy Russian shelling of Ukrainian cities and villages is not only costing thousands of innocent civilians their lives, it is also making large parts of the country completely uninhabitable. Russia is a force of destruction. They don't capture territory, they break it, leaving only skeletons that before were buildings and unexploded shells that will be deadly for many years to come. This is the Russian world. So far, more than 14,000 war crimes proceedings have been initiated at the International Criminal Court since the start of the war. These include the terrible atrocities committed by murderous Russian soldiers in Bucha, the intentional murder of civilians in Mariupol, and the mass rapes of Ukrainian women by Russian troops. The Russian Federation, of course, refuses to cooperate with the court. As they would put it, they are not at war with Ukraine. They are simply conducting a special military operation. Russian soldiers have also been looting a lot. They have stolen everything from TVs to toilets. But it is not only simple Russian soldiers who are stealing from Ukraine. Big-time looting has been coordinated in the highest echelons of Russian society. Satellite images from Maxar Technologies revealed that Russian-flagged bulk carrier ships docked in occupied Crimea are being loaded with stolen Ukrainian grain. The Russian Federation is now literally stealing resources from Ukraine. The Russians will probably try to sell this grain on the market in an attempt to boost their failing economy. Blatantly stealing resources like this is nothing less than a big middle finger to the international community. Listen, Vladimir Putin has the support of the Russian people and oligarchs. He does not care what the rest of the world thinks. He's gonna keep escalating this war until his goals are fulfilled. A Russian Iskander missile division has been moved to the Ukrainian border in Belarus. There are also reports that the Belarusian army has closed off areas close to the border to civilians. The Russians are definitely up to something here. In Putin's mind, Ukraine doesn't exist as an independent state. He considers Ukrainians to be beneath him. He doesn't care what happens to them. He will not stop this unless he is stopped. Vladimir Putin's reign has to end in Ukraine. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to help me out, please go and like this video, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel.